There is something deeply evil about killing someone while still calling them a suspect, because the moment you call someone a suspect, you admit that justice was never served. Tonight, we're going to name why extrajudicial killing is not just wrong, but evil. And if we cannot name evil, honestly, we will never heal from it. In the last episode, we talked about leadership, how words from high places give permission to kill, but today, I want to go deeper. You've said before that extrajudicial killing is not just wrong, it's evil. Why do you say that?
That's an important question. When we call something evil, we're not just talking about harm, we're talking about a moral collapse. Extrajudicial killing is evil because it destroys justice at its root and corrupts everyone it touches, from the man who gives the order, to the one who pulls the trigger, to the crowd that applauds.
One thing I've noticed is that the people who are killed are always called suspects or the accused. Why does that matter?
That's a brilliant observation, and it matters more than people realize. Those words are admissions. When someone is called a suspect, it means guilt was never proven. When someone is called the accused, it means justice was never served. You cannot kill a suspect and call it justice. You cannot execute an accused person and still pretend the system worked. The very language used confesses that due process never happened. And when justice is bypassed, what follows is not law, it is unchecked power.
So what exactly makes extrajudicial killing evil, not just illegal or tragic?
It is evil because it does three things at once. First, it destroys due process, the safeguard meant to protect everyone. Second, it strips a human being of the right to be heard, defended, or examined fairly. Third, it replaces truth with force. And with that combination, power without accountability has always been the soil where evil grows.
But some people argue that this is necessary, that it's just how crime is dealt with.
That's absolutely dangerous. Evil doesn't always look wild or chaotic. Sometimes evil is uniformed. Sometimes it's organized. Other times it's approved. And sometimes it's applauded. When a society starts excusing the unjust killing of people because it feels efficient, its conscience is already slipping.
You've said before that the public play a role in this. How so?
When the public cheers these killings, something dangerous happens. Applause feeds ego. Approval strengthens pride. Silence dulls conscience. Those who give the orders feel justified. Those who carry them out feel validated. And that's how injustice becomes normalized, not just by command, but by celebration.
So you're saying that the public shares responsibility?
Unfortunately, yes. And this needs to be said without cruelty. Cheering does not make someone innocent. It makes them complicit. Because encouragement rewards behavior. Approval removes restraint. And silence tells evil it has permission to continue. This isn't about shaming people. It's about honesty.
That sounds heavy. Is there room for grace here?
Always. But grace begins with truth. Repentance is not only for the man with the gun. It's for the system that rewards him. It's for the voices that defend him. And yes, it's for the crowd that celebrates him. A society cannot heal while justifying what is unjust. And a people cannot claim innocence while applauding injustice.
So what happens if this continues?
Simple. The conscience of the nation erodes. Because when people stop believing leadership is just, they stop trusting the system. And when trust dies, instability follows. Extrajudicial killing doesn't create order. It creates fear. It doesn't produce peace. It produces hardened hearts.
So what must change? What must change?
We must recover our moral clarity. We must stop cheering death. Stop excusing shortcuts. Stop confusing force with justice. Crime cannot be eradicated unlawfully. You cannot cure lawlessness with lawlessness. Justice must be done justly, or injustice will only multiply. This is why we speak. This is why we remember. This is why we refuse silence.
In the next episode, we'll examine the system itself and ask whether Jamaica has confused force with justice. See you on Saturday for the next one.